What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Basement Monsters podcast. I'm Ivan Vargas. I got my boy Luke Nettles with me. Dog, nice win.
Yeah, I mean, Tampa's look good. I mean, is it it's one of those wins where it's nice to have, but you should have won this game.
You should have. Yeah, this is a hands down. You should have won.
It's not something you go home and be proud of because you should have won this game. But I mean, Tom was spreading the ball around. OJ Howard's involved, Gronk's involved, Rojo, Fournette, with little touches, Scotty Wilson, Mike Evans, people like Godwin, and I didn't even see what happened, but I think Godwin might be out again.
Yeah, Godwin, right? But Godwin was he was lingering stuff. I think did he have a concussion?
Oh, he did last week, and he almost made it to play last week, but then they held him out. So I mean, but this is it's becoming a trend, and it's just like,
and it sucks because Godwin he could be the difference maker in an offense like that. He could really be the difference maker going downfield for Tom Brady, and it sucks. It sucks. That's all you can say is it sucks. He's hurt again.
I mean, it sucks, but I mean, look at some of these other teams around the league.
That's true.
Saquon Barkley gone.
Niners.
Tariq Cohen probably gone.
Yeah.
There's so many injuries of people that are going to be gone for the season. This I don't think it looks like too serious. Maybe give him a game or two, he'll probably be back. But the thing that's good about Tampa is it looks like Brady's starting to understand, and the distribution is there, and it's everybody. It's not just Mike Evans. It's not just Gronk. It's not just Godwin.
Is that not when Tom thrives? When everybody's involved, when Tom gets everybody involved, Tom thrives because he sees it all. He sees every single part of the field. He knows where you're supposed to be before you're supposed to be there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's good to see because Tom said it. We last week. Yeah, it's a good win, but we need better. We need to be better. Yep. He knew it. So this this camaraderie, them gaining trust with each other is obviously showing. And we talked about everybody week 3. We talked about the lack of training camp, preseason. We're starting to see something with the Bucs.
Yeah, we everybody everywhere is talking about it. I mean, no preseason, no rep, whatever it is. But I mean, everybody can understand that Tom Brady is not an idiot when it comes to football. He understands things. He's coming to a new offense, so yeah, it's not going to be Brady ball that they had in New England. It's
not going to be easy. Let's say that it's not going to be fluid like it was in New England because, like you said, new system.
Exactly, and it's going to take time. It's going to take time for everybody. The receivers are adjusting him. He's adjusting them. The running game, to me, I think that if I had to pick something apart, to me, that running game has to get going, and it has to get better, and it has to do it soon.
Yeah, no, I agree. I told you, Leonard Fournette. I don't know what he finished up with. What did he end up?
Not much. Let's go.
Yeah, let's see what he finished up because I know in the first half he had single-digit rushes for single-digit yards, and I could understand single-digit rushes for single-digit yards in the first half. But if it's the same, if it stays the same, then what is that? Whoa. Ad? Okay, let's get that off there, buddy.
So it looks I mean, as far as I see the last update for Fournette, and I don't know how far this is behind, but I mean, you're talking oh wow, you're talking receiving yards. Yeah, he's had 2 receptions for 7 yards.
Oh, what about the rushes?
Let's see what they don't even have the rushes on it. Hold on, let's go down. Fumbles, no interceptions, defense.
Honestly, regardless of that, it's not enough because you paid a pretty, a decent penny. It's a 1 year, $6 mil. But you brought him in here to be a part of your offense that was the hammer, and it doesn't look like he's the hammer.
Yeah, no, okay. What was it? Last week.
Right.
Against Carolina. Carolina's defense is getting gouged by everybody, and that's going to continue to happen. Gerald McCoy's gone. Kuechly's gone. They've had their woes. And,
Leonard Fournette finished the game 7 rushing attempts for 15 yards, a 2.1 average, long of 6. That's not it.
That's not enough.
That's not it.
It's not enough.
That's not it. Brady, on the other hand, 25 completions, 38 attempts, 65.8 completion percentage, 297 yards, 3 touchdowns for a 123.8 quarterback rating. And I mean, that's good.
Yeah.
Where's the running game? The running game could, and they beat the Broncos 28-10. That's fine. You need that running game to step up.
Yeah, for sure. No, I mean, and a perfect example of needing that,
right,
is the Atlanta-Chicago game.
Mm-hmm.
Todd Gurley, don't get me wrong, Todd Gurley is good at certain things. He's not your bulldozer. He's not your push.
Not anymore.
Guy.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Yeah, because we even said it. You know, like he went around to the outside 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Right.
He hurdles that dude and runs for like another 60.
Right.
But today he got down. That's Atlanta's biggest thing. It's like they have the receiver, but they don't have a way to grind it out because Ito Smith and Hill are not going to get you, or Gurley. They are not the run between the tackles, grind it out type of runners.
To your point, they need another guy. They need a guy that changes it, that changes the game. They need a hammer. They need a hammer. Not only a hammer. They need a guy that's going to go ahead and make his own yards. Kind of like, and I really liked it today, kind of like how David Montgomery was running today. Where some of the play, like honestly, like so the Atlanta did a great job on their run defense, but some of the plays David Montgomery made that play. Yeah, like some of the plays were stopped and boom, all of a sudden he has a 10-yard burst after contact.
I mean, a couple of them are even like shoestrings, like so.
Right.
If his left foot was on the ground as opposed to his right foot, that play might have gone.
Right, but like that's what I'm saying. That's what Tampa Bay needs is a guy that changes, like a David Montgomery, a guy that. Well, and honestly, we're just seeing the best of David Montgomery because last season, the lack of running the ball, whatever. But you got what we're seeing right now. I want a guy like that. I would want a guy like that in a Tampa Bay offense because now not only is he a threat to run, now out of the backfield, he's going to get yards after carry, yards after catch. That first guy is not going to bring him down, and that's the kind of running back that I want. And I thought they were going to get that in Leonard Fournette, but for the first 2 games, he's or 3 games, excuse me.
Yeah, I mean, let's give him a little bit of a break. Just coming in, new offense,
right.
Everything. Okay, that's fine. And like I said, this is going to be the most dangerous thing about Tampa. They have great players.
Right.
Everybody that's been on Tampa knows everything about Tampa. Brady, Gronk, Fournette, those 3 are going to be learning throughout. If Tampa's,
I don't think Gronk's because we talked about it earlier. Gronk is more of a blocking tight end now in this system. But to your point, I get what you're trying to say.
They're only going to learn this offense a little bit better. And we talked about like Gronk he's not there to catch 10, 12, 15 touchdowns.
He's not running downfield. He's
not the only option.
He's not supposed to be there as a safety when you have the lead in Miami. On the screen, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
No, but
he's not supposed. He's a tight end.
No, exactly. Like you say, he's not supposed to be the safety, but really, he is the safety because he's protecting Tom Brady's backside. He's that extra blocker.
Right.
And if you leave him, and let's say they cut him loose, like boom, 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 block, bam, and he jumps up the field, boom. You have to account for him.
He's there. There's a double-edged sword with Gronk because you can't take, even though he's not Gronk. Prior to him retiring, 2 years before he retired, 3 years before he retired, 4 years, whatever. He's not that guy, but him knowing Tom, him understanding, and I'm pretty sure they're running similar stuff. Like of course, you're gonna make Tom as comfortable as possible. So I'm sure it's a mixture of things, but Tom's trusting him, his trusting Tom. It's still good. It's still a good thing.
The greatest thing I think that has come out of this and everything like that. And you heard Gronk say this to Arians or the media or whoever it was. They're like, how come lack of production. You didn't hear him crying that I'm not getting the ball.
No.
He said, I came here to block.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing.
He knows his role. He knows a superstar, a guy of Gronk's prestige.
Right.
Knows his role still.
And he's not complaining.
He's not.
It doesn't even sound like he really wants. I think that's a huge pressure off of that guy's chest. As to where in New England, they ran that guy ragged.
Oh, it was.
That guy was.
He was going out there regardless of what was wrong. He was a Frankenstein running out there in New England at a certain point. They put him out there regardless of what was going on. You know, and
he enjoys this role.
Yeah, I'm sure he's relishing this role now because he's being not protected, not taken care of, but he doesn't have to be the guy.
Exactly.
He doesn't have to take the beatings.
You got 2,000 yards
like Gronk. Yeah, he doesn't have to take the beatings that old Gronk took. We got a comment, Armando Lara Jr. I like how Montgomery was or carrying the ball to keep the momentum going, or centering the ball to keep the momentum going. Yeah, it was a crazy difference. Like, and even still, when Nick Foles came in, but when Nick Foles came in, the first couple plays, the first 2 drives, let's say, you weren't sure. We weren't sure. We were still like, this is over.
We talked about that's the crazy thing. Is it's like, Trubisky's in there. He's he ran. He's in the flow of the offense. He's in the game. You bring a guy in cold off the bench that doesn't have the rep or whatever. Like he hasn't been in the game yet, so he's coming in cold. So you can't expect him to come in and start dropping.
No, right. But my point with Montgomery is that David helped. Like David was being shut down. The running game was being shut down in the first half, and then all of a sudden, when they started attacking the pass with Nick Foles downfield, the running game opened up, and then David Montgomery. You got to see David Montgomery running over people, through people, breaking tackles. You got to see him.
I'm glad we get to see him because I'm not even gonna lie. You can go back and check last year's podcast, whatever. Like there was probably like last year, I was like,
what are they doing? Why
draft this dude?
Right.
Whatever. But I mean, their run game last year to this year, it's not that I hate the Bears. It's just like I don't have a lot of quid on them, if you want to say that.
Night
and day. Last year to this year, Montgomery I don't know if it's the offensive line, I don't know what it is, if it's the play calling, whatever it is, Montgomery is doing now what he should have been doing.
I'll tell you this. I think it's 100% the change in coaching from Mark Helfrich, which he's we're not gonna I'm not gonna knock the guy. I'm not gonna, but there's something different now with the way and we just saw there for the Bears' worst I guess penalty game, if you want to call it. They were really good at penalties for the first 2 games, and all of a sudden this game they just had a brain fart. But Juan Castillo, he's got these offensive linemen more disciplined than I've seen him with Helfrich. He's got them angry. He's got them motivated to play their position, and that's opening up the holes for David Montgomery. Because if you remember last year, the holes there was no holes. It was getting blown up right there. He was stuffed. It was a stalemate, and then he had to dance and try to find a hole. So I want to credit Juan Castillo for getting this offensive line to play at a level that I wasn't expecting.
Yeah, no, that's also going forward. If Nick's going to be your boy going forward, because protecting Nick is going to be different than protecting Mitch.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's going to be the lines are going to operate different with Nick, who's a pocket guy, as opposed to Mitch, who can run out.
Right.
So when they do that, here's the biggest question. So when they do transfer to blocking for Nick,
right,
and the way that they protect him, are those holes still there for Montgomery?
Well, my thing is,
that's going to be the biggest.
Well, regardless of, let's forget the running game. Let's think about this. Nick Foles comes in, right, and he's the guy. He's the guy that Matt Nagy obviously coveted, right? Well, he's the guy that knows the system. He's the guy that knows what to do, where the safety nets are, all that. He showed that flat out.
He doesn't have the fear that Mitch has.
No, he showed it.
He stands in there.
No, absolutely. He showed it flat out. But you have to account that. Why right there? Why didn't you start this guy from the jump? But even more than that is Nick Foles came in cold, threw 2 touchdown passes that we thought were they both were overturned, and then continued on. There was no phasing him. He came in and it was just it was the second quarter of the game. Boom, let's go. Touchdown, 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 touchdown. And, and the Bears end up winning. Matt Nagy, he like I said before, he played it right by starting Mitch because your GM wants him. Your GM wants him. I'm sure the ownership wants him.
Yeah.
You get your guy. You put him in a position to where, hey, Mitch, why aren't you finding people downfield, right? Why aren't you hitting anybody downfield? He didn't have a bad game, but he wasn't hitting anybody downfield. There was no big play. Nick Foles comes right in and goes right directly downfield.
Yeah,
and finds success against the team, against a passing defense that is dead last in the league.
Yeah. No, I mean, but you know, at the same time, like that's going to be the biggest question ever about this game. Why then? You know, why switch up your quarterback then? Obviously, it worked for him. Great. If the Bears are happy, Bears fans are happy. But at the same time, you know, this is the thing. Like, the plays you were calling for Mitch Trubisky in the first half were not those plays you were calling for Foles.
Nope.
So that means that, to me, that lets me know that the coaching staff didn't really because like they're like, we can play him in. Okay.
Is what the so like, to your point.
You're throwing passes 15 to 30 yards. That's the way with Mitch. You're going 5 to 15.
And to your point, look at the play calling with Mitch. It was almost like, and you know, we talked, me and Sean Sierra, we talked about it ad nauseum for over a year, since like last October. Mm-hmm. We're like, why aren't you calling more to make him succeed? Why aren't you going fast? Why aren't you going no huddle? Why aren't you why aren't you creating rhythm reactive plays? Why aren't you creating rhythm reactive plays so Mitch just reacts instead of thinking too much? Yep. Then you go and see him have a lack of success in the pocket, and then you see Nick Foles. The play calling was the same, but Nick Foles had more success because all he was doing was calling plays for in the pocket. He was calling majority of plays in the pocket. Mitch was taking sacks in the pocket. He wasn't rolling out. He wasn't getting on the run. He was taking sacks in the pocket. And the one time he did get to take off is a 45-yard game.
Wow. Yeah, that was crazy. I mean, I don't know. Like, this is my thing. Everybody knows the Bears defense is the Bears defense. It's stellar. It's good. I mean, you got Mac, Quinn. I mean, like, come on. Eddie Jackson gave up the early first play, whatever, to Ridley. He kind of bit a little bit. Long completion, first play of the game for Atlanta offense. But like also, you know, like that Bears defense has to be let go. Like you have to let those guys do what they do.
There was a change, right? There was a change.
100%. Like, but you have to let them. As much as we want to sit here and talk about Nagy, I mean Pagano. To me, Pagano. I mean, like, come on, man. Like, there's in both games, in both Giants and Lions, we both sat here and it's like, dude, why are they not?
Sending the house.
These dudes go.
Sending the house.
This is some other thing. So Trubisky, he threw an interception
one
against
pick.
the Giants, right?
Yeah, 2.
And then what about the Lions?
The Lions, nothing.
Okay. So he throws 2 interceptions against the Giants, and he gets to start week 3. But then he comes in to play the Falcons, has 1 interception, and you yank him. Like, I don't know what the Bears, like, the Nagy and the whole thought process of this whole Bears team, you know, top to bottom. I mean, really. I mean, I understand now we're in the season as the coaches, but to you know, it was just a weird time to switch the guy up. I get it. You know, you got lucky. I'm telling you, he got lucky.
But the thing is,
if Foles lost,
right?
Now you're
in trouble. Now you're kind of in trouble. Right. And if Nick Foles would have struggled, then it would have been even worse. But I want to say, like, it was Matt Nagy goes ahead and gives the confidence to Mitch Trubisky, says there's progress, all this stuff, and then he throws one pick, and maybe he's tired of him not recognizing man from zone. Throws a pick into his zone coverage. The guy was just sitting there. He didn't recognize it, and that seemed to be it. That seemed to be the one that set Matt Nagy over the edge because it was pretty simple. You saw the guy drop back into zone and not pick up any one of the mans that were in the bunch trio. Hey. He didn't pick up anybody but sit there and watch. And then he turned his head to the quarterback.
We talked about too during the game. Don't think that we watched it. Nick Foles was trying to thread some needles.
He was trying to force.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but I feel like, you know, when you come off the bench, you got to get in the flow of the game. You got to throw.
You're down 16. You're down 16. You got to air it out. You got to air it out.
You know what I'm saying? But like I mean, you know what my biggest thing I want to see next week? Who starts for the Bears?
That's not. It shouldn't even be a discussion. Nick Foles. It shouldn't be a discussion. When you do something like that in the middle of the game, You make a statement. You make it definitive. This is our guy. The guy just came back from 16 down. I don't care what happened the first 2 weeks. This guy's the guy. You made the decision in game to say, hey, things are changing. Get it together. And the team did. The team responded.
Yeah, I mean, this is my biggest thing. So, like the Bears have brought this problem on themselves. You know, they traded up, got Trubisky. You know, whatever, we're going to ride with their guy. Okay, that's cool. You get Nick Foles, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's say today Trubisky threw 1 pick. Okay, let's put in Foles. So what about next week? What if next week Nick Foles comes in and throws three interceptions?
Who you put in?
You putting Trubisky back in?
I see your point.
This is the major problem with that team. To me, what it lets me know is that you didn't evaluate your guys correctly prior to the season.
They had no training camp.
I get it.
And like I said, although it's a similar system, it's not the exact playbook.
I get it.
So, but with that being said, it was always supposed to be Mitch to start because it protects Nagy.
And the pace.
No, it doesn't protect pace. It really doesn't protect pace. It really doesn't protect pace because Pace.
Nagy wasn't there.
But Pace is the guy that wants Trubisky. So the reason that Mitch had started the first two games was because Nagy was in a position where I have to start him because my GM wants him to start, and you're getting shit from the top.
Dude, hey, you take somebody second overall in the draft.
You got to start him.
That dude got to be playing real soon.
It always should have been Deshaun. It always should have been Deshaun. No matter what, it always should have been. I will die on that hill. It always should have been Deshaun Watson. He made a colossal mistake. He's trying to make up for it. I'm glad the Bears won. I'm glad you guys got the victory. Yeah. Let's see next week, dude. Let's see next week. We're gonna go ahead and get out of here. We'll be back at the half of the Sunday night game to close it out. We'll just recap the day and lead into Monday night. For Luke Nettles, I'm Ivan Vargas. This has been the Basement Monsters podcast. Thank you guys for watching all day. Like I said, we got one more. We got one more coming up at the half of the Sunday night game. So don't forget about us. We're gonna go ahead and get out of here. Like I said, Basement Monsters podcast on Sports Zone Chicago. Go ahead.
Big up Florida Gators. You look great.
Oh, yeah, the Florida Gators. Anyway. Trask is I'll give you Trask. I'll give you Trask. I'm not going to give you the tight end. All right, anyway, we're out of here. Peace.
I just heard my favorite band is in town. I'd love to get good seats, but everywhere I've looked, the ticket sites have crazy service fees.
Haven't you heard of TixSplits?
Who?
TixSplits. They don't gouge you with crazy fees. The price they advertise is the price you pay, plus a small delivery fee.
Never pay service fees again. Go to TIXBLITZ.com today. TixSplits.com. Guaranteed seats, low prices. That's TixSplits.com. Every ticket, every venue, everywhere.